Welcome to this channel. Please kindly share and like this video and also subscribe to this channel for more inspiring videos. Today, we will be discussing the topic masturbation and how a person can be delivered. Just in case you need prayers, please comment below so that our prayer team can pray for you. Masturbation, or as some may want to call it, self-sex, is when a person voluntarily derives sexual pleasure for themselves by touching and rubbing parts of their body. Usually it involves their reproductive organs that they touch to get this pleasure. Masturbation is an act that seeks to destroy God's idea for sexual pleasure. Masturbation is when one or a group of people try to get sexual orgasm by watching an adult content or from having lustful and sexual thoughts about something. Masturbation mainly happens when a person begins to imagine themselves having sex with a particular person. They play those images and clips in their mind as they touch themselves. You may think that masturbation or any other sexual immoral act is only physical, but that's not true. There is more mental activities happening than physical. When you masturbate, serotonin and dopamine are released. These hormones are responsible for making a person feel good and happy. Normally, when you are in a state of ecstasy or you are very happy because of someone or something, these same hormones are released, and that is what brings the feeling of happiness. These hormones can also be called sex hormones because they are released when a person is having sex. When a legally married person has sex with his wife, these same hormones are released during the act of sexual intercourse. God intended that these sex hormones will be released when a person is having sexual intercourse with their spouse. But now we see that God's idea for sexual pleasure has been corrupted. When you begin to touch yourself to feel and get those hormones released, you are violating God's rules for sexual pleasure. These sex hormones are only supposed to be released when having sex with a legally married person. A person can become addicted to releasing these hormones because these hormones bring a certain type of pleasure that the human body loves. When a person masturbates, it is pleasurable. And because these hormones are so powerful, the urge to release them becomes stronger and stronger, therefore making this person an addict. It usually starts with a person trying to derive sexual pleasure from touching themselves sexually. They never intend to become an addict. They only want that sexual feeling that they watch on the pornography. They want that sexual arousal that they imagined while watching the X-rated movie. The goal of a person when they first masturbate is not to get addicted, but to get that same feeling that the person gets while having sex. No one who got addicted to masturbation ever planned to become addicted. They saw masturbation as an easy route to save themselves the pleasure. Sometimes, people hear lies that make them masturbate. They hear things in their head like, at least you are not hurting anybody, instead of getting the risk of being pregnant or having to impregnate someone. Save yourself the workload of that. God is not against masturbation. They may hear it in their head. Everybody does it. And when you listen to many of these types of lies, you slowly begin to buy into the lie of the devil. The devil has been trying to make man always take the short route to getting anything in life. He likes to offer humans an easy route to get what they desire. Let's study the tricky of the devil. First, in the Garden of Eden, we see that he lured Adam and Eve to eat of the forbidden fruit. He told them that they would be like God if they eat that tree. He made them think that there was an insufficiency in them. He made them think that they had to be as wise as God for them to be sufficient. Meanwhile, God already created them in His image and in His likeness. God wanted to teach them how to dominate and rule like Him, seeing that they already had the potential of dominion inside of them. One day, God watched Adam name the animals during one of his training sections. It has always been programmed by God that through fellowship with mankind, his wisdom will continually be transferred to him. Man was built not to be independent from God. God made man to fellowship with him so that through their fellowship, God's wisdom will be shared with man. But guess what? The tree was a shortcut to getting that wisdom, but also that tree will bring corruption. When man ate from that tree, God said in Genesis chapter 3 verse 22, "And the Lord God said, the man has now become like one of us, knowing good and evil. He must not be allowed to reach out his hand and take also from the tree of life and eat and live forever." Man accessed the wisdom that God was trying to teach him, but it was at the cost of the entire human race. Masturbation is no different from this story I just gave. Masturbation is a shortcut to having sexual pleasure. You will have the sexual pleasure, but it will be at the cost of your soul. The devil will not tempt you if you have nothing to lose. You may think that masturbation is another form of having sex, but no, the enemy is selling a cheap and easier route to having the pleasure you can enjoy in marriage. The same wisdom that mankind was enjoying from fellowshipping with God was the same wisdom that the devil sold cheap to Eve and Adam. They bought it at the expense of their souls. Many people don't know the dangers of masturbation. Many people are thinking that masturbation is not a sin. Meanwhile, the same opinion God has for fornication, adultery, and all kinds of sexual immorality is the same opinion he has for masturbation. If you must be delivered from masturbation, you can't take it easy on the devil. You can't be hoping that one day the addiction of masturbation will go. That addiction is not planning to let you go. You must be as hard as the devil to let go of that addiction. Many people are thinking that the spirit of masturbation will just go out of their life one day. That devil has a long-time plan. He wants to also corrupt your children. The same bondage that you are in right now, he wants to introduce it to your children. Don't play fair with the devil. If you have to stop using the internet to stop the act of masturbation, then stop. You may say it's too extreme, but this is why the devil is still there. The only language the devil understands is violence. You must be hard on yourself. Starve that lust. Don't feed your lust with those pornographic images. Deny your flesh the pleasure it wants. If you can stay 1 hour without masturbating, then you can stay 1 day without masturbating. If you can stay 1 day without masturbating, you can stay 1 week without masturbating. I have heard and I have seen a lot of people forcefully break the hold of addiction. If you are ready to be delivered, then go the extreme and see if that devil will not go away from your life. Don't give up on your attempt to stop, even if you're trying and you're failing. If you don't quit, that devil will quit. The Bible tells us, resist the devil and he will flee from you. So brothers and sisters, keep resisting, don't stop insisting.